Welcome along to the latest episode of Rock and Rob's album review. Good afternoon, Rob. How are you?
Good afternoon, Steve. I'm very well. I'm good. Yes, I'm very well. I'm glad to see you back after your trip down to Wembley.
Oh, you know what? I mean, it's always the bridesmaid, never the bride when you're a Newcastle fan, Rob. Yeah. It was a good trip. Everything went according to plan. Couldn't have gone any better. Just unfortunately, Newcastle cannot score goals at the minute. In 3 games against 3 of the top teams, Liverpool, Manchester United, Manchester City, all with the same result, 2-0. But we had chances in all 3 games. And just looking at that Manchester City game this weekend, we went toe-to-toe at the Etihad with one of the best teams in Europe. And we should have come away with something, but not getting too downhearted.
No, not at all.
Full of positivity. And next week against Wolves, Newcastle will be back on track. And believe you me, somebody somewhere is going to get an absolute hiding. It could be Wolves. Could be Wolves next week. And while we're on the football topic, any updates on our loanee, Gary Cole?
He got a big 11 minutes yesterday. Hearts won 3-0. Again, a similarity with Hearts Newcastle. I mean, I've seen Bobby Moncur, who was an old Hearts manager as well. I've seen him doing an interview down at Wembley as well. Always a Bridesmaid you were mentioning. There used to be a Hearts fanzine called Always a Bridesmaid as well. Because it's
I remember that fanzine. Yes.
Yeah, I've still got all mine. Yeah, still got them. But yeah, the Hearts won 3-0, 5 points clear on 3rd place. That's the best anyone's ever going to get in Scotland, to be honest. I mean, Celtic and Rangers are miles ahead. Financially, in every way. So yeah, but I can't complain. It's, if you, again, said take 3rd, you'll take it. And Europe, next 2 games are Celtic in the league, Celtic in the Scottish Cup. So, hopefully it's not always a bridesmaid for one of them at least.
Yeah, fingers crossed, mate. Okay, what album are we looking at today, mate?
Today is the very first album I ever bought, and it was. I'm going to give you a wee quick story. It was the first record I ever bought, and it was an introduction to my drumming as well. I was 10 at the time, and I'd done a drum thing. I was in primary school. I was 10 years old, and I got, for doing this, it was a school pantomime, and I got an EMI gift voucher, so I could only buy a record on EMI. So I bought this Queen Sheer Heart Attack.
Right.
The record. But it's the first record I ever bought. I bought it in a shop called Goldberg's in Edinburgh. I don't know if anyone can remember that. I don't know if it was, a UK-based store, but it was absolutely amazing. Brings back so many good memories for me. Really, really does. So this was Queen's 3rd album. The end of their 2nd album ended with I Do Like to Be Beside the Seaside, the song we all know. Now, I was listening to this again recently. First song on this is called Brighton Rock. Opens with I Do Like to Be Beside the Seaside. Now, again, now that I'm older and you look back and you reflect on things you've seen, now, Brighton Rock, now, straight away, when I think of Brighton, I think of Mods and Rockers, Quadrophenia.
Yeah.
Okay? Hold that thought. One of the characters in Quadrophenia was called Jimmy. The song is about a couple, the guy's called Jimmy. So I don't know. Yeah, I know. I don't know if there's any reference to it. Brighton Rock, Mods and Rockers, Jimmy, Quadrophenia. I'm not sure. I don't know the answer to that one. But it was a 3rd album. And to me, this was the album that launched them into their sound, which was going to be, the first single of this one was Killer Queen. Again, I've been listening to it during the week again. I've not heard it for a while. See, when you put it on again, it's class. If you're going to start a band, form a band, buy a Queen album, learn your trade, learn from these guys, outstanding. But again, yeah, it's a love story, Brighton Rock. It's about a couple, their ups and downs. so many songs. There's a song called Misfire. During this album, I think Queen was supporting Motley Hoople at the time, I think. Yep. And Brian May was in hospital a lot. He had sepsis at the time. So John Deacon, the bass player, done a lot of the guitar tracks for this album, which I found pretty interesting as well. I mean, that was something, again, used to buy Sounds magazines, Melody Maker, NME, these sort of things. So that's how we got our information. Every song on it's different. You've got rock, opera, prog. There's a song called Leroy Boy, Bring Back That Leroy Brown. It's a jazz song. So you've got jazz, opera, prog, rock, a lot of chants that to me molded them, like Killer Queen. It's Now I'm Here again. That was played on Live Aid, Freddie Mercury tribute as well.
Yeah.
Like I say, there's so much variation in this. My friend Paul, massive Queen fan. Now last week, I'm not sure if you put the picture of my friend James up, and Paul and James were friends, that's in there, since nursery. And it was his 50th 2 years ago now. And I remember when I first met him, he had every single Queen cassette in this little folder thing. So, and he lost them through time. So his 50th, I bought him every single Queen album on cassette with the case he had them all in. It was Paul that mentioned to me as well, just a couple of little things about Queen. I mean, I didn't know that John Deacon done the guitar track for Misfired. Going on as well with Queen, I mean, I can't not speak about Live Aid. I can't not do it. The album before this was Hot Space, which was pretty much a bit of a flop. It wasn't like a massive album. So when Queen played Live Aid, I mean, when I think of Live Aid 1985, I think of U2 and Queen. Absolutely outstanding performances. Now, Queen, Freddie Mercury was very flamboyant. Prior to the Live Aid, he was wearing all these costumes, lycra, that sort of thing. There's a lot of pyrotechnics during the shows. Now, I noticed when I was watching Live Aid, he came on with a white vest, his bleached jeans, and just a little sort of like studded chain around his top of his arm. No pyrotechnics, nothing. What they done was they took a look back at themselves and thought, let's get back to basics. Now, I think personally, they hit it off. As soon as Live Aid done, that launched them, as far as my personal opinion is, because everybody's watching the band. They weren't watching what Freddie was wearing. They weren't watching special effects. They weren't, it was like the band. This is what the band. They never plugged any of the new singles either, because I noticed everyone in Live Aid, Money for Nothing, Dire Straits with Sting, they done that, Madonna, her songs, Holiday and that. Queen never plugged any of their hits at that time. They were the only band, I think, that sort of get back to basics, strip down, and let's do how we started off in a way, that performance, that massive rawness thing. And another thing, the Live Aid, that people never talk about, Do They Know It's Christmas, the Band Aid song. Nobody ever mentions that Freddie Mercury was never on that single.
Yeah, I wonder why that was.
He was in Germany.
Ah, right. You said I would learn a lot today.
Yeah, so he was in Germany, and I thought he's not in that song, but yet everyone else, Bono was, all the big guns, and I thought, why wasn't Freddie? So he was in Germany, but back then I don't think you were doing, recordings like they do now on internet. I mean, now we can do live stream concerts. When COVID was on, you could, they were charging you £5-10 to watch a concert from your house. So they didn't have these facilities. I mean, we only had broadband in the UK in 1992. So this was, 85. Again, I just this song, I mean, before you ask me, I'm going to say my favourite song. It was Brighton Rock until this morning. It was Brighton Rock since I was 10 years old, okay? And I was listening to a song called Tenement Funster, which is Roger Taylor sings it. Now, I was out last week and somebody said, who's my favourite drummer? And I was thinking, I don't like saying Roger Taylor because people automatically think of Radio Gaga, these sort of things. Now, I go back to these songs, the drumming on this, the backing vocals. Tenement Funster, he wrote the song and he sung the song. and it's about him when he had his flat, and it was about rock and roll lifestyle, basically. You know, about single guy in a band in his flat and just living his life. It's that whole lifestyle. That's what that song's about. And I was listening again now that I'm older, going back listening to it, and I thought that was amazing. Same with the late Taylor Hawkins from Foo Fighters. He was the exact same. I watched a documentary last year on him, and he was saying Roger Taylor, Rogers, his cymbal chokes, the backing vocals. I noticed as well Taylor Hawkins, when he was still with us, used to do the backing vocals in the band. Funnily enough, so do I, in our band. And I just wonder, you pick up these things, you pick up these traits, you don't realise it till you're older, and you look back. So I remember another band I was in, and I said, well, I'll do backing vocals. And the singer at the time said, they'll take it, you're another Roger Taylor. I never thought about it. You know, I never thought about it. But yeah, 10 years old, 75,000 people at Live Aid. I mean, I know I'm going on about that, but I just watched it again recently. But I mean, any viewers here, just go back and watch it. Go into YouTube, put Queen at Wembley. It's unbelievable. I think that was when he passed. I did shed a bit of a tear as well, Freddie. It was absolutely irreplaceable. Irreplaceable. The best showman. I can never think of.
No, there's no doubt about it. And I mean, for me, you know, just a wonderful singer, wonderful frontman, wonderful singer. You know, certainly for me as well, just one of the entertainers. You don't seem to get that as much now. You know, with singers, you know, and you mentioned the songs on the album as well. I managed to get the digital remaster just on the back cover of that. And I mean, Killer Queen. I mean, that's one of those songs. You say you felt personally that this was one of those albums that really cemented the style that they would be known for. And there's some great tracks on there, tracks that I'd actually forgotten. I mean, Killer Queen stands out, but I mean, you know, there's just some wonderful tunes. And the bonus EP in 2011 threw up a few live performances as well, which I always seem to I always enjoy. You know, when you're making playlists on Spotify and that kind of stuff. I love finding some of these obscure ones that maybe you haven't heard, where maybe there's an extra verse of the chorus chucked in, or you've got, you know, Freddie takes his time and allows the crowd to sing back to him. It's just little, you know, some great stuff, isn't there?
It's totally owns the stage, owns his presence. Again, any viewers on it, just go back, watch it, just put Queen. Either put Walk On or Live Aid and just watch it. There's no airs or graces, basic monitors, and it's like a basic back setup, and it's just so powerful. I mean, even songs on here, like In the Lap of the Gods We Visited, it's very emotional. The music, the sound, the softness and warmth of it. Steve, do you know, take a guess how long this took from start to finish producing and writing?
I mean, that's the third album. I would imagine it would have gone quite quickly. I mean, I'm halfway through watching the Beatles in Get Back and seeing how some of the greatest songs in history were created. I would be surprised if that didn't take at least 2 weeks to do.
3 months. 3 months.
Wow.
I mean,
the Beatles just seem to knock them out like that, and you know, sitting there. But yeah, 3 months. You said produce as well, so maybe I didn't think of that. But yeah, that's amazing, isn't it?
And that's a third album as well. I mean, it's 1974, the third album. I mean, I was trying to do a little bit of research on the cover. I mean, I don't know any significance to it at all, but it's just as soon as you see it.
Yeah. Well, there's the photo without the cover. I mean, interesting things. You know, back in those days, album covers seemed to mean a lot and involved usually the band members, didn't it?
Yeah. It's Stone Cold Crazy as well. I mean, again, when we lost Freddie, you know, the tribute, the old Wembley, Metallica done Stone Cold Crazy as well. I'm just thinking about that just now. John Deacon, I mean, Roger and Brian are still working together. They're still doing their thing. John Deacon's, I'll use the word reclusive. He's had no contact, no ties with the band whatsoever, any shape or form. again, if you listen to his bass lines, it's at the time, I think we do. I think we take things for granted. You put it on, well, that's a great song. You listen to some of the bass lines, that's Now I'm Here and Lap of Gods. It's Brighton Rock. It's just the arrangements, the levels. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. So I was listening to it this morning again, but it was going to be a close one between this and The Game, which is an album I bought after this one. But this was my introduction, and I think it was a lot of people's introduction.
Yeah.
Queen. You hear Killer Queen. You don't forget it. You knew where you were.
Have you seen the film, Rob?
Tried to be honest with you, tried to watch it, and I couldn't watch it because it was somebody acting as Freddy. I can't
right.
I couldn't do that. My friend Paul, he's watched it. He said it was brilliant.
It is. It's very, very good. I enjoyed it for what it is. It's a film. Obviously, I'm more of a film buff than you, but obviously being an actor, that it's my job to really watch films. But yeah, I found it really, really good. And of course, you've got it when you watch a film. You have to separate fact from fiction. If you don't, you're going to spoil the film for yourself. You have to allow the writer and the producer and the director to take you on their particular journey of how they maybe picked up a story. But all in all, and the performance in the film of the the cast was phenomenal. It's well worth a second watch if you try to watch it and switch it off. It's well worth trying to watch it, mate.
I'll give it a try, and I think the reason I didn't watch it was because I really liked going back to my first review I'd done with you, which is the Sex Pistols debut album. There was this film called Sid and Nancy on, and after that happened, I thought it was a great film. I watched it, I got right into it, sort of thing, and seemingly it was how the writer producer wanted it to be in his own mind, and the other band members went, it wasn't like that. So I think that planted the seed with me, thinking, just stick to the original documentaries with Freddie in it. But I think I will give it a little try either tonight or tomorrow, and I'll let you know about it. Yeah, but I think I will do.
Yeah, I don't think you'd be disappointed. So, moving on from that album to what's happening with your band, mate. How's it going? And we haven't really spoken a great deal about it. We've been waiting for you to get things in order, but I think we're ready to talk about Give Up the Ghost. What's happening with the band?
It's going very well. When I moved to, again, I've been in bands since primary school, as I was saying, and I moved house up to here where I am now, and I'd actually put my drum kit up for sale, and I put my drumsticks on the wall with big gigs I'd done in the past, like the 100 Club, etc., London, and this guy sent me a text, and I had an old advert up, and within half an hour I went and met this other guy, very similar tastes. So it's like alternative covers we're doing. So let's say Gary Newman, Depeche Mode, The Mission, Placebo. There's a lot, but we're doing songs that if you go out, songs you want to hear rather than just your average, an example would be Simple Minds. People would say, "Don't you forget about me," but we would play Chelsea Girl or something earlier, So yeah, we're doing that. We're hoping to have a few gigs getting booked up soon. 3 festivals in the area, and hopefully we'll be down to Edinburgh. Hopefully one day come down to my hometown of the Northeast. Well, that would be good. That would be good one to do.
Well, I think it would be good to get you on down at down at the Irish Centre. It's a good little space. It would be good to get you on at some point in Newcastle. So we'll plan that at some point when you guys are ready. But I was looking through the set list, which you were kindly kind enough to send us. And as you say, you mentioned Placebo, Nancy Boy. You've Wide Open Space by Manson that stood out. I do love the Skids, and Into the Valley is on your set list, and Depeche Mode, Enjoy the Silence, which of course we spoke about recently, was another one that stood out for me. But I got from the set list that you sent us, there's really there's just something for everybody in there. But I'm looking forward to seeing you, and you've got a Facebook presence as well. Best thing to do really for people, it was dead easy for me to find when I joined the page, is just to search Give Up the Ghost on Facebook, and it comes up at the top of the search on Facebook. Sorry. So that's the way to do it, isn't it, these days, building up a good social media presence, mate?
Yeah, we did do that, and thanks for discussing it with us. I mean, last week, Thursday just passed. I mean, people were saying, what are you all about? And we said, just come and watch us rehearse it. So we ended up with 30 people watching us rehearse, and they went away. People were applauding us, and it was a rehearsal, but it was well worthwhile. Social media is brilliant, and again, word of mouth as well is brilliant. But there's a lot of interest about us as well. So it's really enjoying it, and it's great. It's great. I love it. I just love my music. That's it. And next week as well, I had a comment from one of your subscribers. A request. I'll not say what one it is.
All right.
In that next week, I'll keep you posted, Steve, of what one it is. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. There's a couple of things I'm hoping shed a light with the cover. A couple of wee surprises I know about. So yeah, that'll be an interesting one. Again, just if people can just subscribe. I mean, there was a few more last week and the week before, so it's gradually growing up. But another thing I found just now, talking about when I bought the album when I was 10, I've still got this. Still in its box from 1980.
So have you never solved it?
No. It's still Steve, look, still got instructions. Toy of the year 1980. I bought it thinking that'll be collectible one day.
Wow, that's amazing, mate.
What's
a Walkman? Is that a Walkman?
Yeah.
Is it a Sony Walkman?
Yeah, I mean, I've got cassettes of my school band and other bands we've done. I mean, we had the resident. We used to play Carlisle once a week. Down at the Front Page Club, it was called. God, that was some travel. Once a week from Edinburgh after work. But we used to record stuff. I've still got them, so I still go back and listen to them. So it's part of history. That's it. Everything, tapes are back out now as well. Simple Minds' new album's out in tape. Iron Maiden's new album's out in tape. Depeche Mode, red cassette. New album.
I didn't even realise that. Tapes were back in fashion. I mean, that's crazy, isn't it? Don't tell us we're going to start recording the charts again now and trying to edit out Bruno Brooks going all the best tracks ruined by a DJ going, whoa.
That's it. Well, the tape again, yeah.
All right, mate. Great stuff as always. You enjoy the rest of your weekend and enjoy putting together your next album review. Look forward to seeing you again next week, mate. Take care, Rob.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you. Bye now.
A big thanks to all our sponsors, Skips and Bins. You can find them at skipsandbins.com. Telephone 0800 25 45 25 3. Email inquiries at skipsandbins.com. Easy contract, free and pay as you go, waste collection. Thanks to Mr. Vicky's sauces, which are handmade in Cumbria. You can order them from mrvickys.co.uk or by calling 01768 210 102. Welcome aboard to Fruity Vita Getaways. You can email them at fruityvitagetaways@gmail.com. Call or text them 0792 842 7895. Please join and share our Facebook group as well at Fruity Vita Getaways. Book your holidays or short breaks in the UK or around the world with them. Let them find your happy place. ABTA and ATOL registered. Thanks to Media Arts for all the help with the video side of things. And thanks to qtechshop.co.uk, the makers of pool tables and snooker tables in Wallsend, Newcastle. And the guys who run our website, NUFCmatters.com, where you can buy lots of t-shirts and merchandise. If you want to subscribe to the show, hit the subscribe button underneath this video today. It is free to do so. Hit the thumb up to like the video. It's good for the algorithm. And click share to your other social media. If you do subscribe, we do send you a free car sticker. To get that, email john@nufcmatters.com and he'll post you one out. If you want to join the NUFC Matters cult, then put your smartphone over this QR code now and it will take you straight there. Alternatively, go to the website, nufcmatters.com, and you can join for a one-off payment of £25. You'll receive a cup, a pen, a membership card, and a scarf, and entry into the monthly draw. You can also join via YouTube, and if you click join beneath the video, you will see a variety of prices and how you can support the channel. You can alternatively make a donation with a super chat in the chat tonight. Just click the $sign. We're also available on iTunes and Spotify and other podcast providers. We also help the food bank on this show. NUFC fans, foodbank.co.uk is where you'll find the matchday bucket, and you can make a virtual donation 365 days of the year. As always, we've got a whole host of events coming up throughout the year. An evening with Nobby Solano takes place on Saturday the 25th of March at the Tyneside Irish Centre. Tickets £15. Book now at nufcmatters.com. An evening with Peter Beardsley at Leamington Labour Club. Tickets are £20. 31st of March. And you can get them direct from the venue. An evening with Nobby Solano. Good Friday the 7th of April at 4 p.m. Tickets are a tenner and available behind the bar at Felling Cricket Club in Gateshead. An evening with Supermac, hosted by Gibbo at the Tynemouth Surf Cafe, Tuesday the 11th of April. And tickets direct from the venue. This is a limited ticket event, only 35 tickets available, so book soon. And an evening with Frank Clark and John Gibson, Thursday the 20th of April. Tickets are £15. Book now at nufcmatters.com. In June, Rob Lee will be at Louis' Liquor Store in Newcastle, and you can get tickets direct from the venue. And an evening with Rob Lee, Lee Clark, John Beresford takes place the following evening, Friday the 2nd of June at the Grand Hotel in Gosforth. This is in aid of the Heel and Toe charity, and tickets are available from their website, www.heelandtoe.org.uk/events. And if you're a boxing fan, the Night of Champions comes to Gateshead at the Fed. Frank Bruno, Ricky Hatton, Nigel Benn and Joe Calzaghe are part of the UK tour, and you can get your tickets from www.goldstarpromotions.co.uk.